Feeling lonely, huh? No partner, no dates, no love. Just like Satoma's hairline, completely wiped out. Don't worry though, I'm here to make things even worse. Today I've got the top 10 legendary harem anime that'll remind you just how single you really are. Oh, you're gonna cry? You're gonna cry? So then go grab some tissues, because by the end of this list you might just be crying then. And crying yourself to sleep. Let's begin! So to start out the list we have Infinite Stratos, an anime that is filled with classic harem and ecchi cliches. This is just what happens when a school full of powered, armored, wearing girls discovers one guy can also ride… wait, that sounds a little wrong. Pilot them. The main character is the most oblivious harem protagonist to ever exist. He's surrounded by girls from different countries, each armed with advanced mecha suits and enough thirst to drain an ocean. And just a fair warning, do not watch this when someone is around you, because you will regret that. If this show had a subtitle, it'd be, "Why the hell is no one punching this guy yet?" The battles are flashy, sure, but I don't think anyone is here for that. We're here for the increasingly absurd reasons each girl finds to fall in love with one of the biggest idiots to ever exist in anime. So basically, this anime is unapologetically fan service heavy, absurdly paced, and somehow manages to make combat mechs feel like accessories in a high school dating brawl. So it's a pretty enjoyable show, and you can give it a try only if you don't hate the cliches. Next at number 9 we have Demon King Daimao. Imagine being told on your first day of magic school that you're destined to become Satan. That's Demon King Daimao for you. Our dude here is supposed to be the next big villain, but he's trying so hard to be a good guy. Too bad the universe responds with hell no, and the show throws everything at him. Tsundere ninjas, busty androids, and a talking lizard that has no business being that confident. It's got the pacing of Kill la Kill after chugging an energy drink. And don't look for deep messages here, oh no. This isn't Code Geass, it's more like High School DxD's evil twin. Slightly smarter, just as lewd, and with a main character who gets blamed for things harder than Eren Yeager at a war crime tribunal. So overall, this anime starts off very strong in my opinion. It is funny, it is reasonably paced, the characters are interesting, and although there are hints of being slightly generic on occasion in the first few episodes, I dismissed them as everything else was decent. So, be sure to give this one a try, you might just be missing out. Then at number 8 we've got Campion. This is peak power fantasy anime, not gonna lie. Dude kills a god and becomes a god slayer. Accidentally. Then hot battle witches, divine waifus, and magical sword wielders start orbiting him like freaking satellites. This show wants to be Fate's Day Night with Greek mythology, but instead of high-stakes philosophical battles, it gives you magic kisses that unlock ancient spellbooks. The fights are legit flashy, but the true combat is verbal, delivered through exposition dumps longer than Attack on Titan's flashbacks, and the girls are basically a mix of every tsundere and thick waifu you can think of, but with all subtlety removed and one shared obsession: tongue wrestling the protagonist to activate magic. Yes, that's canon. Now, to expect an elaborate storyline, unexpected plot twists, and incredible character development from an ecchi harem show would be one of the greatest mistakes you could ever make. But this is an awesome show that understands how to make a story despite having fan service and a harem. Campion is a spell-slinging, lip-locking fever dream. So go and give it a try and then cry yourself to sleep, because there is no one to twist your tongue. Next at number 7 we have Oreshura. So this show is what happens when a high schooler with zero interest in romance gets jumped by a pink-haired manipulator with the chaotic energy of Haruhi Suzumiya and the strategic ruthlessness of Light Yagami. And our boy just wants to study in peace. Instead, he gets blackmailed into a fake relationship and dragged into a love pentagon where every girl is one traumatic backstory away from an anime villain origin story. And don't start daydreaming yet, cause none of this is ever happening to you, reminder. The comedy hits hard when the characters go full Chunibyo mode, which happens quite often actually, and it works. This isn't just a harem, it's a passive-aggressive war zone where each girl's strategy is more over the top than the last. Compared to this, the love drama in Toradora looks like a polite tea party. But with all that said, you may ask, what's special about this show, huh? Well, nothing. It has nothing special about it, and it doesn't stand out much at all, actually. Yet it's really likable, and you can't find many reasons to hate it. The reason is probably because, as plain as it does what it's supposed to. And pretty well, actually. So if you're gonna try it, I recommend you sink into the theme. And after that, at number 6, we have Monster Musume. Now, think of a situation where some members are deciding the plot of an anime, and one of them says, "What if High School DxD, but we replace all the girls with legally questionable monster girls?" And then no one stopped him. Well, that's this anime, and what follows is a beautiful mess where the protagonist has the survival instincts of a potato and the libido of a shonen protagonist possessed by Sanji from One Piece. He's stuck living with a Lamia, a harpy, a centaur, and more. Each one thirstier than the last. This show doesn't even pretend to be subtle, it's ecchi Pokemon, and the protagonist has to catch himself before dying from overexposure to jiggling monstrosities. And despite the over-the-top fan service, Monster Musume is surprisingly self-aware, like if Konosuba swapped the RPG setting for a monster dating sim. It knows exactly what it is and leans into the madness hard. So as a member of the Association of Degenerates, lock yourself in a bunker and press play. Next up at number 5, we have Haganai, I Don't Have Many Friends. A harem anime filled with lollies who can't make friends. Yep, that's basically what this is in a nutshell. This anime is where everyone's deeply broken but hot enough to get away with it. Our poor bleach blonde protagonist looks like a delinquent and has the social skills of a wet napkin. He accidentally joins a club for lonely weirdos, and suddenly he's surrounded by girls who each embody a different brand of psychological drama. The cast is chaos. You've got the queen of verbal abuse with the emotional range of a cactus, and the busty gamer girl with a superiority complex big enough to bench press Goku. The humor hits when it leans into how socially inept the characters really are. Watching them try to make friends is like watching a bunch of cats try to form a democracy. It's painful, it's awkward, and it's hilarious. And somehow, despite all this, there's still a harem forming. Because of course there is. The main character's obliviousness makes the guy from Infinite Stratos look like he's a Lelouch level strategic. Haganai doesn't play by normal rom-com rules, it's an anti-romance wrapped in tsundere slap fights and buried under layers of anime absurdity. And it works. Somehow. And be sure to check it out if you ever need an anime guide on how not to make friends. And at number 4, we've got Date A Live. The anime that is filled with waifus who are planet-destroying spirits, and the main objective is to smooch them into BDS. Not gonna finish the word, but yes, that's what happens literally. The main character is the unlucky soul who's tasked with dating interdimensional beings so they don't nuke humanity. Because obviously that's the most reasonable solution, yep. Each spirit girl comes in hotter and crazier than the last, from the food-obsessed sword girl to the girl who might actually be the scariest waifu in anime history. She's the type to smile sweetly and then erase your existence using time magic. If Death Note had a love interest, it would definitely be her. But Date A Live doesn't just coast on its gimmick, it builds a surprisingly wild lore under all the harem hijinks, slowly evolving from goofy dating missions into full-blown Bleach-tier spiritual wars. And through it all, the main character keeps trying to kiss his way through the apocalypse. It's absolutely dumb, it's dramatic, and honestly, it's a really good time, so I recommend it. And after that, at number 3, we have Nisekoi. This anime is the ultimate slow burn fake dating anime. But of course, the fake part gets forgotten faster than the blue-haired girl from Jujutsu Kaisen. So our main leads are forced to pretend they're a couple to stop a mafia war. And somehow, that's the most believable part of the plot. Yep, this show is a masterclass in making the viewers say, please, for God's sake, just do something. It's been 20 freaking episodes. And obviously you've got a harem of high-functioning lunatics orbiting a guy whose biggest personality trait is carrying around a locket, like it's some sort of sacred artifact. One girl has the key to his heart, literally, but guess what? So do 2 other girls, and there's only one locket. It's like Sword Art Online, but all the girls are fighting for emotional loot drops. The pacing moves like a Shikamaru nap session, but the comedy punches in like Gintama's love child with Toradora. Every episode feels like the world's longest confession that just keeps getting interrupted by slapstick misunderstandings and one very angry gorilla girl with a right hook that could solo My Hero Academia itself. Just don't ship her with Bakugo, for God's sake. Anyway, give this one a try, you might just like it. And in the second spot, we have Tenchi Muyo, Ryo Ohiki. This is the primordial sauce from which all harem anime life emerged. It's the Dragon Ball Z of romantic chaos. Except instead of Super Saiyans, you get space pirates, princesses, mad scientists, and a cat-rabbit spaceship that doubles as an intergalactic Uber. The main character is the ultimate blank slate. He's not special. He's just there. Yeah, he's just kind of there. But thanks to some ancient alien shenanigans, he ends up living with an ever-growing crowd of aggressive alien women with enough power to casually destroy planets and enough petty jealousy to destroy his sanity. Watching this feels like stumbling into a sci-fi story written by someone who binged Ranma half, Urusei Yatsura, and said, "Not enough hot chicks, not enough lasers, more." This show invented the unwanted intergalactic roommates who all want to date you genre, and it does it with style. One minute it's a heartfelt moment, the next it's a full-on space battle with comedy that hits harder than Vegeta's pride getting wounded. This series is an example of a harem done right, with enough story and action to propel it into the category of something special. So be sure to watch this one. But at the top spot of today's list, we have The World God Only Knows. This anime is what happens when you play Genshin and Wuthering Waves too much. So the story is about a self-claimed capture god who can capture the heart of any 2D girl in a dating sim game. But one day, he unknowingly signs a contract with a demon through email. Don't worry, the only thing you'll ever sign is a home loan contract. Anyways, the dude ends up in a quest to capture real-life girls in order to collect runaway souls residing within their hearts. What follows is an anime that parodies, celebrates, and dunks on every romance trope out there. The main character treats life like a dating game, complete with strategy charts and meta commentary that would make Re:Zero blush, and somehow, he wins! Every time! With logic, fake-out confessions, and the sheer force of otaku willpower. But apart from all that fun stuff, the emotional punch sneaks up on you too. Just when you think it's all laughs and dating sim jokes, it hits you with arcs that slap like Steins Gate plot twists. So overall, a really good anime. Go and give it a try. Well, that's the list for today, guys. If you were able to make it this far, please be sure to comment down below which anime you think should have been on this list. And also, if you've been here a while but aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos, as we love making this content for you and we love you sticking around. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.